Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout and adult and sexual themes. Lip action of the series. Get in there, Lewis, with the Marnie. Sorry about that, Grant Bovey. I didn't actually see that love triangle coming, though. No, that's all going on. In other news, the housemates have made their first nominations. Bear had a whale of a time, let me tell you. He didn't find it hard in the slightest. So, the housemates up for eviction this week are James. No! And Grant. Yeah! Which is also the name of my management. We'll be chatting at Noms in just a minute, but also coming up, have we got the Monday red, white and blues for you? Because we are talking Americans. Also known as the Powerhouse Trio. That's Aubrey, Frankie and Renee. We're going to be taking a closer look at how the Yanks rank compared to previous series. With a little help from Michelle Visage, ladies and gentlemen. Plus, Reverend Canon Ann Easter is back. She's making her welcome return to give our celebs some spiritual guidance. Oh. We need it. We need it. Well, they definitely need it. Now, listen, I've got a few young whippersnappers on my panel tonight. Should we meet them? Let's meet them. First up, Perfect Night is a takeaway, celebrity Big Brother and sweet. She sounds like my kind of gal. It's Towie Mega Babe Georgia Casino! He is always beach body ready. Yes. It is Brookside Ledge. Philip Olivier. And from one ledge to another. She is so at home on our set. We've done her a little set of keys, bless her. She's got her own set of keys. Who is she? She's Nikki Graham. Finally, I know a lot of people think about this while they're just laying in bed or sat in the office, but if you're wondering what Nikki's going to be like when she grows up, then wonder no more.
Are you fucking on drugs?
Give it up for Big Brother finalist and head of Infection Control, James! Come to you first, because I didn't have a chance to speak to you at the finale. I said I want to get all the finalists on as much as I can. How have you been finding it since you've left?
Absolutely mental. Twitter's in meltdown. I'm having a ball.
Oh, she's having a ball! Do you know what I find weird when... You must find this weird. Is it weird seeing people living in your house?
What are they doing to my kitchen? Do you know, when I saw that, I was thinking, who's going to clean this up? But it's great. It's great.
I think we need to send Jane in on a little cleaning mission. Right, well, while she settles in, it won't be Monday without a quick recap. So it is time for... OK. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, deep breath. Let's go. So, the celebs got to unpacking. Bear and Syra had a misunderstanding over wardrobe things. Everyone should have a line each. I mean, really, come on, it's a line each. Even after unpacking, Renee still had plenty of junking in her trunk, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and Heavy D can make a pair of pants last him 5 days. Boom! Your main man, Biggins, he loves a good poo in the morning, apparently, kept the Secret Boss Act. Done quite well with that. He labelled Lewis and Bear the most least talented housemates, which meant they had to top and tail as a pantomime donkey. Giving him and Lewis gave the housemates an eyeful with his own little donkey, but is it pink? Renee's words, not mine. Lewis then got immunity because Biggins spilt his drink all over him. Then Marnie and gave Grant a lesson in spooning. Come on, mate, you know what spooning was. So Marnie made the moves on Grant, Heavy D made the moves on Chloe. Boom again. Then Lewis made the moves on Marnie before Bear could get in there. And Sarah, well, Sarah was doing lunges. I mean, at that time in the morning, babe, come on. Then Biggins told Heavy D that he was simply the best, and now he's got immunity too. Boom! Bear and Sarah had another misunderstanding. He don't like Big Brother told Biggins the not-so-secret truth, but he suspected it all along. He's a wise guy, that Biggins. Hey, wise guy, you're talking to me, said Renee, but she didn't actually say that. We just made that up. Then they all played this game called Game of Thrones. It's a bit like Game of Thrones, but nothing like Game of Thrones. In a nutshell, Bear slept with his mate's cousin and he'd do it again. Sarah's having a lot of good sex. Good for you, girl. Then Sarah had a bit of a meltdown and Marnie flashed a 36 season Sarah's face. That wasn't helpful. And that is your CBB weekend. Right, as we saw tonight, the nominations are in. So, Nikki, let me come to you first. Are the right people up this week?
Well, I would have liked to have seen Bear up.
You would have liked to have seen Bear up?
Yeah, he's just been so obnoxious from word go. Like, that entry video was just revolting.
I agree with you, Nikki.
Yeah, I just don't like
Sorry,
it.
can we just appreciate Jane? I agree with you, darling.
Anything she says, I agree.
I love it. I love these two. Well, Jane, are you surprised? Them two swept the board pretty much with the majority of the votes.
Yeah, but then so did I. But it doesn't... You know, I mean, you can't take anything for granted right now. I think, you know, whoever gets through this could have a good chance of going, you know, on all the way.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait and see what happens, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, Jane's loving it. Well, one thing that didn't seem to go down too well for James was Coffeegate. Phil, do you think he would have been nominated anyway? That was a lot of people's reasoning.
Yeah, I think he would have been nominated anyway, because it was sticking up for Sarah in my eyes that done it. But to be honest, I thought his actions wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Because they rubbed his head, they'd done it 3 times, he told them stop to stop doing it, and they still continually done it, so what more was he meant to do?
Yeah, true, so. Well, Jules, I can see you're disagreeing. What did you make of it all?
No, I like my opinion, everyone's going to hate me, but I know it's really annoying, but they were singing the song like I'm horny. Like, he's a laugh, come on, chill out. And but when he walked away, he should have just walked away, because him doing that, then they're going to retaliate. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Oh!
An eye for an eye, though.
Well,
So me and you
like
are gonna
Jules just said, from the lads' point of view, they said they were just trying to get him involved. So, Nick, was it just a bit of bants at breakfast?
Listen, if I had Heavy D coming towards me singing horny, horny at breakfast, I would have done more than
Jane, look, you are the voice of reason. You're very all over these things. Whose fault was all of that, do you think?
Oh, you know, look, I was one of the older housemates. I've got to say that, you know, chill out, James.
You think he's just got to chill out?
He's got to, in that house, you have to chill. And I started to chill after about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But you
Only
have
3
to.
weeks.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm
Is
getting
he on drugs?
This is amazing! Oh, well, James said he regretted not walking away. Phil, do you think he should have walked away?
No, I don't, because like I said, 3 times he told them to stop invading his personal space, and they were touching his hair, so it's an action for an action, so it's an eye for an eye at the end of the day.
As long as you don't bring up a 2 for a 2.
It was ground coffee. If it was instant, I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah, it was. That's expensive. They'll be moaning about that if they fail the task, I'll tell you that, though. He was, though, genuinely nominated for not getting involved and mainly bringing the mood down in the house. Lewis said he's not part of the jigsaw puzzle just yet. Do we agree?
No. Right, so, whatever Philip Olivier says, I will agree, because I love you. No, James, like, bang on. Him and Syra, they're my 2 favourites at the minute. Like, James, Hang, well, don't you start. Literally, they put my... Will you shut up, Grandad? They put... No, Jack, like, go on, Grandad, I'll have to say, go on.
I get paid more.
James
got to chill out. He's old, okay, but he's got to mix. Got to mix with the young one and have a laugh.
But he did, but then he stuck up for what...
Wrong.
If a man got his willy out in front of them, that'd be a completely different story. So that's what I'm saying.
He over him, right? He got
No, but
back.
he deserved it, and he got his own back, and he went too far.
No, he's got to be able to mix. He's too
Right, I'll let you have this one.
If you've just joined us, welcome to Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side. This is a normal Monday night for all of us, to be fair. Let's move on to Jibo. Some of the younger housemates were gutted that Grant was up. Georgia, what is it that the girls are seeing in Grant?
Oh my God, they fancy him so much.
They like a bit of a bonus.
They do. I don't fancy because I've got a boyfriend and say that.
Oh,
But the younger girls always want that older, mature man. They're gutted he's up. They fancy him.
Some of his fellow housemates think he's been isolating himself. Philip, why do you think Grant has maybe been isolating himself?
Because, to be honest, he had a chance to stick up with the oldies, as they said, but he never, and because he fancies Marnie, which I don't understand, because when he come into the house, he said, right, I'm going in here to get rid of this, preconception about me, and instantly he hits on a girl who's half his age. He's added fuel to the fire.
Well, you just brought up, obviously, the reasons why he went in. Let's talk about Biggins quickly, because he nominated Grant. Go on the woo. He nominated Grant for loyalty reasons to his ex-wife, Anthea Turner. Now, Nikki, let me come to you. Regardless of what people have done before they've gone in that house, what do you make of that reason for a nomination?
Listen, that's a really unreasonable reason for a nomination. What happens in that house and what happens outside of that house is completely separate. It was disgusting to Anthea Turner, but you have to judge him on how he is in there. So I don't think that's an excuse.
OK, fair point. Fair point. A lot of claps over here. Let's actually talk about the love triangle that never was. Jane, has Grant lost Marnie for good, do we think?
Do you know, I don't even think he ever had her.
Really?
No. I mean, I don't see it as anything huge in there. I think she's probably just enjoying...
Look, it's this one again. She's back. She's back. You all right? You all right?
I am.
Do you want a water?
Yeah, or a Tim.
No. So you don't think he had her in the
No,
first
I
place?
think he's just enjoying the thrill of the
You've
chase.
probably seen him, like, out and about on your honey trap.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. Different though. Let's talk about Lewis. He said he wants a partner, not a bird. Not a bird, he wants a partner. So, Phil, what are we making of Lewis's smooth moves?
I don't really think he's smooth. I think he's more slimy, like a slug, in a way.
Oh, really?
I just think when he said that he wants to get with Marnie before Bear jumped in, I think he felt threatened because he said he was put in as the less talented people, right, by Biggins. And instantly, them two thought, right, jump on a couple situation because they think it's safe for them to stay in.
George, do you agree?
I think with Lewis, he had a plan and he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's doing his plan.
You think that he's constantly thought, I'm going to get with her?
He knew he was going to get with Marnie from day one. He's doing it.
Oh, it's like a Towie triangle.
I do like it.
Let's talk about Syra. She's allegedly had a lucky escape this week. If Marnie's comments are anything to go by, she would have nominated her. That's what she said. Now, Jane, I think you are the definition of a Big Brother comeback queen, in all fairness. You really, really are. Can Syra turn it around for herself? Because you did.
Oh, bless you. I mean, to be honest with you, I had to get down with the kids to turn it around. I mean, believe you me, it was difficult, but they were such a great team. I mean, I don't know. Do I like Sarah? I don't know. I don't know. I can't make that judgment yet. I hope so, but I can't make that judgment.
Well, we'll just have to get Jane on again next week, won't we? She's playing a game. We do need to mention, though, that a couple of housemates were, for want of a better word, brave enough to nominate Renee. Grant and Heavy D did. Philip, nobody likes a rat, in Renee's words. Are they going to end up in her boot?
I think eventually she's going to crack and she's going to give it some, definitely. Because at the moment, I think she's a little bit blinded by those three, and those three, I liked Heavy D at the start, but now he's just... In that episode, he has an half change for me.
Yeah,
He's changed already.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Talking about Renee, we're going to be talking more about her and the fellow Americans later on in the show. But for now, give them a clap. That was... Really nice. Coming up, I've got all the latest news, including, wait for it, a nominations punishment. Big Brother is everything. I'll tell you, you do not want to miss that. I'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. And can we just say, a big shout out to Heavy D for the new look. Have a look. Boom to that new look. Yes, girl. Although, I must say, he's been getting contouring tips from Aubrey. Yes. So he might want to go a bit lighter on the foundation, a bit too heavy. It's time for tomorrow's headlines and today's news. It was the morning after the first nominations, and housemates soon found out that just because they're celebrities, they won't be getting any special treatment from Big Brother.
This is Big Brother. As you all know, it is against the rules for housemates to discuss the nominations with each other.
Oh, no.
This includes discussing or hinting at who you might nominate in the future or have nominated previously.
Oh, no.
Yesterday, this rule was broken several times by several housemates.
Oh, no.
Housemates, as many of you have broken the rules regarding nominations, Big Brother has no choice but to punish the entire house. Big Brother will be turning off the hot water and the hair appliances for the rest of the day.
Oh, I actually love cold showers, so I can give a fuck about that.
How many times do we need to tell you, you can't talk about nominations? What's wrong with you? And 2 minutes later, things were getting unbearable.
What are you talking about? Are you absolutely stupid?
He's such a dick.
No, actually, don't sit there and call him stupid, because you want to talk about nominations, and you're the one sitting there talking about nominations. Don't sit there and talk down to him calling him stupid.
You've all been talking about nominations.
I didn't say a word about nominations.
You have.
Fuck them. Don't even talk to them, bruv. That's me.
They're never going to learn. Well, Lewis was pleased that the hot water had been turned off, and I think Grant might have been as well.
You're not going anywhere, though, Grant.
Wow.
You're definitely not, you know. I promise you're definitely staying. Like, you're so lovely, and you're lovely to have around. Are your kids dead proud of you?
Do you know what? I'd really like to think so.
Yeah, there will be. Of course there will be. I can't wait to meet them.
You'd get on with my kids.
I would, wouldn't I?
No, you would. Yeah.
Would have fun. But yeah, I don't think you should worry, you know.
Oh, dear. Right, I'm going to pull myself together.
Yeah?
And
So you're going to go shower?
I've had one.
I thought you smelled good.
Yeah.
I stink.
No, you don't.
I do.
I
Who
can't,
stinks?
I swear to you.
Marnie.
I stink.
I can't smell you, Marnie.
Right,
And
okay, that's a
I'm
good
as close.
sign. No, am I good?
No, you're fine.
Mm.
Oh, I ain't giving up yet. You go, G-Bo, you go. Their reaction's coming. In a 4:07, our Geordie lass had another duvet date. Have a look.
I do like her, that. And I don't want to say like too much, because to be honest, I like you a lot, considering we've just been seeing, like, it's been like a couple of days, so there's no point saying that. I feel like it's like jinxing it. But yeah, I think you're cool. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I got shy about coming to sit over here because I thought everyone's over there, I don't just want to go and plant myself down there. And I was thinking, no, I don't want to seem like a weirdo sitting over there.
So cute.
So I was like, go on then, son, go and have a seat. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to.
You're a cutie man.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
Who will she pick? You'll just have to watch and find out. And that was today's news. And that is not all, because I've got an exclusive for you, and this one is a goodie, because Lewis has been letting off a little bit of steam in the diary room. Have a little look.
The one thing that pissed me off is when Biggins called Bear stupid, and I don't like that because that's a personal attack. That's when I step in.
Until the day that someone like James and someone like Syra, I wouldn't have included Biggins in this yesterday, but today Biggins will be included in this. Until the day that those three can accept us all as equals and stop trying to tell us how to be ourselves, there will be no united front. I think the three biggest game players in this house are Christopher Biggins, James, whatever his name is, and Syra. They are the biggest game players in this house.
Well, 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 Georgia, let me come to you. What do you make of that?
Oh. Everyone's booing Lewis, and I'm like, oh. Oh, Lewis. Do you know what? I make him right, though. I don't like personal comments. So if someone was to say, like, even if you don't like someone, call him stupid is a bit out of order. And I agree with Lewis on that one.
You agree, Philip?
But he's self-proclaimed. He went in saying, you know, I haven't got 5 GCSEs, A to C. No,
you don't get personal. You never get personal.
Say that again,
GCSEs don't make you stupid. Make you a bit thick, but it don't make you stupid.
No, look, he said that. Jane, what do you make of the whole situation? They're obviously getting wound up with the older lot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's it, though. They're the older lot. And without being disrespectful, there's not everything that you get, and I didn't. And, you know, I have to be a little bit easy on it. You know, I think it's just, you know, without sort of saying too much negative, I sort of get it.
Okay.
I sort of get it.
Nick, we've not seen the full fallout there. Obviously, it was just the exclusive. But do you think Lewis is right in saying that? You know, you shouldn't be getting personal and saying things like that about people?
Yeah, I think it's wrong to get personal, like, at such an early stage in the game.
We're 5 days in.
Yeah, that's all right. But I think, yeah, I mean... But I do agree with Phil that he is self-proclaimed stupid. Yeah. But Lewis is sticking up for his mate.
Yeah, I suppose, which is admirable in a way. You haven't got a mic.
Sorry, I know, I'm just saying.
Go on.
No, I was just saying, what is this thing with Lewis and Bear? Like, there's just, I don't know, he's like trying to get his back with Marnie and stuff like that, but he's trying to dip her, and it's like, what, you know, you're trying to cover it, but you're trying to dip her, and I don't get why
he's the instigator through everything. Like, he was the instigator. No, you know, on the Truth or Dare thing, he instigated it, and then Bear made it worse by saying...
Sorry to tell you.
I'm married.
On that note, give him all a round of applause. Coming up, Reverend Cannon and Easter's going to be back to give the celebs some moral guidance. Someone has to. And Michelle Visage is going to be on the follow-up for a little transatlantic chat about her fellow Americans. But first, Grant and James are your first pair of nominees. And I ain't talking Academy Awards. Here are the all-important numbers you need to save your faith. This week, Grant and James face the public vote. Who stays, you decide. To save Grant, from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 06, or from a mobile, call 650 58 06. To save James, from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 08, or from a mobile, call 650 58 08. Calls to the long number will cost 50p plus your network access charge. Calls to the short number will cost 50p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. If you're watching on catch-up after that or outside the UK, please don't vote. Votes cast after lines close won't count. You can find terms on the Big Brother website. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. We're in the gallery today. It's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. Jane, you must be so proud.
I really
Don't
am.
build your part. Now, don't say we never do anything for you, because we've got another exclusive from today's task. And them Americans have been getting to know our British... Turn that way. Getting to know our British talent a little bit better. Should we take a look?
Yes,
Say go exclusive.
Go exclusive.
We've got a girl who is not only fantastic to look at, she's a wonderful singer. She was in the X Factor. Please welcome Katie!
Favourite song ever. Hope I remember the words. Fuck.
Katie, bring the mic up.
Oh, bring the mic up. Oh, shit.
George, what are you making of the talent show?
I think she's quite a good singer.
She's a good singer.
She's really good.
What I loved is the bit at the start.
Yeah. I wish I could sing.
So do I, babe, so do I. Phil, what about... I was expecting a laugh there, but maybe they think I can sing. Phil, what about you? Do you enjoy it?
She's actually surprised me. I think she's a really good singer, especially what I saw in the X Factor. But you've got a few things to say about it, haven't you?
No, I think she's good. She's got a good voice. Yeah, no. Listen, I'm just judging on everyone how they are in that house.
And?
But I think she was mean about Chloe, and I like Chloe.
Chloe Mafia?
Yeah, Chloe. I just think that... I just think I'm just going to judge everyone on how they are.
I think we should leave it there with you. Jane, what are you making a bit of the wastrel?
Well, she's no Lulu, is she? I mean, you know. I'm more ABBA and Lulu, yeah. But, no, I don't like... She gets on my tits.
No one to mince their words. Good chat, everyone. Nice to chat. And now listen, here to give us some... pearls of wisdom. I think it's quite safe to say, for the first time since the house got that Midas touch, you know, that gold, it's lovely. I've brought in a good friend of mine. She's also a chaplain to the actual Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. She's back for Reverend Canon Anissa! You look lovely. The loveliest blazer.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's lovely to see you. You're looking really well. Did you have a nice little week off?
Yes, we did, thank you. Went to Brighton. The weather wasn't very nice, but it was a nice rest anyway.
Get a stick of rock?
No.
Oh, OK. Well, I just thought I'd ask, because it's what you do when they go to the seaside.
Oh, right. I got a tattoo.
You got a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not a real one.
Oh, it's just a transfer,
yeah.
like what you used to get out of bag of crisps. Lovely, lovely. No, that's all right. I'll have that one. And let's talk about them. What are you making of our celebs?
Well, very interesting, aren't they? And I like the way that they're not fazed by what people say about them, or at least not generally. I mean, it was so nice. Bear and Lewis did their donkey impression. It was a good joke. It was nice. They did it well. And I love Frankie's poem.
Oh.
I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, no, that rap was good, in all fairness. Do you know what? Should we have a little look at it? Should we have a little reminder of that rap? Let's have a look.
Yo, I'm a singer and a dancer and an actor and a host. My talents, they stretch from coast to coast. I think this was supposed to be 10 things I like most, but there was so many to choose from, though I don't mean to boast. I know that I'm a guy who's got a really big ego, and thank God that they don't make that kind of shit illegal, because if loving yourself was ever a crime, I'd be locked up in jail and doing really hard time.
It was good, It was good on the spot.
Nice. It was really good. And he sounded as if he knew himself and as if he tried to love himself and to care for himself.
Well, this is what I'm saying. How important is it to love ourselves?
Very much so. Jesus said, love God, love your neighbour as yourself.
Yeah.
And we have to take care of ourselves. God doesn't want us to burn out in the service of others. We need to have a rest. We need to be refreshed. And then we need to get on and do what's best. But, you know, we've got to take a bit of care.
Yeah,
We're
I know,
fragile.
but something that does help us, I think sometimes, especially when we burn out, is coffee and sugar. Now... Do you like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was a link there.
Excellent
Thank you.
segue,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
What is your take on Coffeegate?
Oh, well, let's face it, I think...
That really is
What do you think? What do you think?
He was, well, I wish he'd walked away, really.
You think he should have?
I think he should have been sensible. You have to put up with things for a bit.
Yeah.
But you don't have to keep on putting up with things.
But is
you
it
know?
right
You don't
to
have
always
be a
turn that other
doormat.
cheek, Anne?
No, it isn't. You see, again, it's about taking care of yourself. It's knowing how far you can go. St Martin once met a beggar who was very cold, and so St Martin tore his cloak in halves so that they could both be warm, you see.
Nice.
He gave what he could. He didn't necessarily give everything. He gave what he could. And I think James put up with it. He put up with it. He put up with it a bit more.
And he just...
Then he should have walked away rather than tipping things. That was a bit
no, I'll take that. I'll take that. But do you know what? You won't have seen this, neither will you guys. But here is a little box exclusive of Samantha in the diary room. Have a look at this.
I'd say there's a little bit of a divide, yeah. I guess the divide is the age groups, really. The younger ones want to stay up later and drink more and party more. And the older ones are not so loud and not so in the party mode every night. It makes an interesting team and it makes an interesting house to have young, middle-aged, old, whatever you want to call it.
So, Anne, let's talk about this generation gap. What are you making of that?
Well, now, come on, Rylan. Age is just a number.
Hey, and that's coming from a Reverend Canon.
Yes, just a number. And the more numbers I have, the more it is just a number, believe you me. I think we need to be multi-generational. You know, if Jesus had met the nuclear family today in Britain, his immediate reaction would be, where's everybody else? Because he lived in a style where all generations would mix together. And to be honest, I think that's more, in inverted commas, normal, more natural to share and to be all together.
Yeah.
Traditionally, God is portrayed as an old man because age and maleness were venerated in those days. But then at the same time, Jesus said, let the children come to me. The important thing is we're all made in God's image and we're all valuable.
And we're all the same.
Yeah.
We're all the same.
Not the same, just equal.
Oh, Anne, that was me big thing then, look. You shot me right down.
Sorry.
You might know the Queen, but there's only one Queen round here. That's what I'm saying.
True.
I'm joking.
True.
Let's continue talking about these group divisions because Frankie nominated Grant for isolating himself. So whose responsibility is it to sort of try and make sure that others are included in that group formation?
Well, I think everybody takes some responsibility for including people. And to give Syra her due, she has tried to get to know people.
That's true, yes,
You know, she's asked them questions. We all love talking about ourselves. So the best idea is to ask them, what do you do? How do you know, that sort of thing.
She's struggled, Anne, Syra. She's really struggled over the past few days. And yes, there's a debate going on whether, is this just her being, you know, patronising? Is it her being this? But what advice would you give to Syra right now?
I would say carry on being yourself. I wonder if she's used to working with people like Bear.
She works with loose women. I think she's done you. She's been around worse.
Well, there's lots more straight talking there. I think it's different sort of talking. I think carry on being as she is. I think either they'll get used to her or they'll chuck her out. One of the two.
It's inevitable, one of the two.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Marnie and Lewis, because we've seen them have a little... haven't we?
Quite a bit, I think tongues were involved.
Tongues were involved. We can confirm that there was tongues involved. Obviously, Grant's a bit upset about all this. Does this romance get Reverend Canon and Easter's blessing?
All romance gets my blessing.
Oh, wow. Do you think it'll work out?
I doubt it.
Oh, it gets me blessing. Not going to work out. And I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad you're back. You are absolutely a pleasure to speak to, and I love this part of my week. Give it up for Reverend Canon and Easter. I love you. I do. Don't go anywhere because
Michelle, put your teeth back in, yeah.
Erin, Michelle Visage is what I was going for. She's going to be giving us a lowdown on the American celebs, all the way from the land of the free itself. But first, the nominees' liberty is in your hands. Here's the all-important details you need to save your faith. This week, Grant and James face the public vote. Who stays, you decide. To save Grant, from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 06, or from a mobile, call 650 58 06. To save James, from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 08, or from a mobile, call 650 58 08. Calls to the long number will cost 50p plus your network access charge. Calls to the short number will cost 50p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. If you're watching on catch-up after that or outside the UK, please don't vote. Votes cast after lines close won't count. You can find terms on the Big Brother website. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's Be on the Side. Boom yourselves, boom! We still don't know whether a fish is an animal or a plant. I mean, it moves, it eats, doesn't it? It's probably a plant. Oh, right. It is time to shine bright like a Frankie, ladies and gentlemen. Go platinum like an Aubrey and boss it like a Renee. The American trio have settled in nicely and they've already formed quite a powerful alliance. Very shortly, we're going to be speaking to the one and only Michelle Visage, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Visage. But first, let's see what this lot are making of our Americans. So, Nikki, would you want to be in that gang?
Hell yeah! I think we'd both do all right in that gang, Jane. Would you think?
We would, Nikki.
But I think we're quite eccentric. I'm an eccentric.
No!
That's why we love you.
No, I think, yeah, I love Frankie. I've partied with Frankie in New York.
She's so select!
Me and him, yeah, we'd get on very well in that house.
I'm sure you would. Jane, are you surprised? Because normally when the Americans come over, that first couple of days, they do try and keep in the background a little bit.
No,
They're trying to
do.
suss it out. But they're really integrated.
Roland, I actually love them, and you're right. I think in other series...
Thank you, Jane!
You always are, Ryland. But you know something? I absolutely love Renee, and the only thing is I'd want to keep on her side because I wouldn't want to wake up with a horse's head on me.
That's true.
But she is sassy, she's feisty, and I think she's actually true to herself.
Yeah, she seems very honest in there, and she does seem true to herself. All three of them seem very popular with the rest of the housemates. Philip, what is it about the Americans that the Brits in the house have welcomed them so much? Because we do. I mean, we had a whole series, UK versus USA. You know, the Americans, there is normally a very clear-cut divide between us and them. It is a lot of the time in the house.
Big characters, don't we? I mean, especially these three are flamboyant, they're over the top. But the one thing about the Americans that they always do, they're dead methodical, and they always look to pick off, and I think these three are starting to form a little alliance, and you'll start to see that they're going to look around the board and go, right, who's nominating who, and they'll start picking it off. I don't know whether it's going to work for them or work against them.
Well, it's funny you should say that. George, do you think it is a good idea for them to stick together, or do you think they should be integrating a bit more?
No, I think they're definitely stronger together. They've been really
Oh, God, it's like
clever.
Brexit remembrance. Oh,
God.
Don't. Here we go.
No, they're being really, really clever standing together, but I do think, like you said, they're observing, and then I think they're going to pounce soon. They're watching, they're waiting.
They're going to pounce like a little old panther. Well, someone who knows the squad is our very own Michelle Visage. She should be on the line now, Mish.
Darling!
My baby! How are you, Mish?
Oh, my God, I'm so sad I'm not there with you right now.
Babe, we are gutted that you're not here. I know you've been on tour. How's it all been going?
It's exhausting, but it's worth it, darling.
Oh, Michelle, we are really, really missing you here. We can't wait for you to get over here. But, Mish, I need to ask you about our American contingents. Let's start with Aubrey. What are you making of Aubrey?
First of all, I know all these people on the outside.
Of course you do.
Yes. Aubrey, I love. The thing is about Aubrey, you're not seeing an eighth of what this girl has. She has got so much crazy to bring, and right now she's playing it really cool, being really sweet and being really cuddly, but there is a crazy, insane side to Aubrey that you have not seen yet.
Do we think we're gonna see it? Are we gonna get that out of her?
I don't know. I feel like she's laying back for a reason. This is not typical Aubrey O'Day. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she plays this game.
OK, fair enough. Let's talk about Frankie. I mean, he's a very eccentric character, Mish. You know he is. But we have seen him go in there all glitter and gold. And over the last couple of days, he's sort of taken a little bit of a backseat. Are we going to see him come right up again?
Here's the thing about Frankie that everybody's forgetting. He did 3 months in the American Big Brother house. He knows how to play this game. He knows what he's doing. So if he watched anything back of when he was in the house here and he thought, oh, my God, that was too much, I was a bit crazy, I need to pull back, trust me, there's a method to his madness. I love Frankie Grande so much, but he knows what he's doing, and that's not a negative.
Well, he's been
It's something
very
to always
honest.
remember.
He was very
Yeah.
honest on the launch night when he said, you know, I'm coming in with a game plan, I want to win it. Let's talk about Renee. I mean, I know you've met Renee. She is just a force to be reckoned with, Michelle. What do you think we're going to get out of her this series?
Just don't piss Renee off. That's all I can say about it. She's been amazing. She's very real. I love her. You know, she's the girl that I grew up with. The only thing I was a bit kind of like I need to talk to her in person about is the whole bisexual talk, because it's a new day. Her and Biggins, it's a new life evolves. We evolve as humans. To say bisexuality doesn't exist or it's not a thing is not okay, because bisexuality does exist and it is real.
Of course, and I totally agree with you, Mish. If we could sum them up, all three of them, let's do a Michelle's prediction. What do we think we're going to get from our Americans this series, Mish?
First of all, you have three of the best Americans in that house. They are willing to play the game, but you guys were saying they are sticking together. They know that if they look around and try to pick them off, they want to be three of the last ones standing. I love each and every one of them. I don't have a problem with any of them, so I can't wait to see how they're going to play the game. Listen, it could go that Frankie goes so over the top he annoys people. It could be that Renee is, so blunt that people aren't ready for it. It could go either way. I love them. I'd love to see them go all the way. Of course, that's my family.
Michelle, we miss you so much. Hurry up and get home. Give it
Rylan.
up for Michelle. Go on, what? What, Mel?
I have one thing I want to say.
Go on.
I mean, we got to see Louis Bloor's cocktail sausage, and then he brings Frankie in the loo and tries to make up for the fact that we saw his willy out and it really wasn't anything to talk about. And he was trying to make Frankie think that it was. I thought that was really funny.
On that note, we love you. Bye, Michelle.
I love you.
She always has to lower the tone, that Mazone. Let's see what everyone here thinks. Let's start off with the man who's got the rapping skills to rival my own, let me just say, Frankie. Now, Michelle mentioned he came fifth on the American version of Big Brother. Nick, you've done every Big Brother in the world. Not like that, I meant the show. How much of an advantage do you think that that's given him going in there? Because our version is very different to America, Canada, where you've been.
Yeah, it's very different. But the Canadian version, which I did, is the same as the American version. And that is, like, you have to have a strategy to survive.
Yeah.
You have to have a game plan. The vote comes from within the house. It's got nothing to do with the public.
Yeah.
So in the US one, Frankie came across like he wasn't that well liked. So I think this is great for him to show his personality, and the public can warm to him. And I think this is going to be really good for him.
Well, let's bring it out here. What are we making of Frankie?
I think he's got a lot of self-awareness, and I loved his rap because he was very self-effacing. So I'd like to see, go Frankie.
Quite a bit of love for Frankie. Oh, I've got to know here. I've got to know.
Not at all, no. You can tell by the way he acts, he is playing that camera very well. He is a game player.
It's a game!
Yes, it is a game. It is a game, but...
I do have to say, he said that on launch night, I'm going to play a game. So he's an honest. He is an honest game player. Let's talk about Renee. She was always going to command anything that she wanted. Respect was the main thing. Philip, no one's going to disrespect her, are they?
I don't think so, but, eventually the cracks will show. And I think definitely James Whale, who's got my vote to win, he's probably one of the people who will break her.
OK. Well, let's just quickly bring Syra into this, because Syra's found it quite hard to bond with the younger crew, even though she has tried. Renee's definitely not had trouble with that. How do we think Renee's going to get on this series?
She's doing really well, purely based on the fact of who she is and where she's come from.
Do you know what I love? I asked that question, she just went... All right, I'm going to go here. Very quickly, let's talk about Aubrey. She had a bit of a quiet start, but she's got the mob wife on side, and she's revealed the fact about her dogs, all of that. George, would your hairdresser do the same for your dog?
No! My poor little Ralphie, I'd be mortified. I would never let anyone do that to Ralphie.
Bobby would be up for it, though.
We can neither confirm nor deny that very much. Jane, what are you making of Aubrey?
Oh, my Lord. Was it doing something to the dog? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm a bit of a dog lover, but not in that way.
What are we making of Aubrey? I've got 10 seconds. Love her.
Love her. She is so natural. She is beautiful, and she wants to be friends with everyone, and I love her.
She was in Danity Kane. That's all I've got to say. Well, listen, I'm out of time. Lovely bit chat, everyone. That is all I've got time for. A massive thank you to my guests and our fantastic audience. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 11 with Michelle Heaton, Dirty Den himself, Leslie Grantham, and dancing super couple, James and Ola Jordan. Until then, have a great rest of your night. Night, night.